What if I told you that one of Hollywood's biggest stars, a man who once ruled the box office with billion-dollar franchises, is now facing a career crisis? For decades, Tom Cruise has been the ultimate Hollywood superstar, a man who defied age, gravity, and even the limits of the film industry itself. From Top Gun to Mission Impossible, he built an empire of action-packed blockbusters, cementing his status as one of the most bankable actors of all time. But recently, things have started to change. While Top Gun Maverick proved he could still deliver box office gold, his latest projects haven't had the same impact. Is Hollywood turning its back on him? Or is Cruise himself making moves that could jeopardize his career? Beyond the movies, there are deeper forces at play. Controversies surrounding his personal beliefs, his infamous dedication to Scientology, and a changing film industry that no longer operates by the same rules. Is this the beginning of the end for Tom Cruise, or is he about to pull off his biggest comeback yet? Let's dive deep into the truth behind his career, the controversies that haunt him, and the shocking reality of what might come next. Tom Cruise wasn't just another Hollywood star, he was a phenomenon. From the moment he slid across the floor in risky business, to his heart-racing fighter jet scenes in Top Gun, to his breathtaking, real-life stunts in Mission Impossible, Cruise built a legacy unlike any other. He wasn't just an actor, he was the face of adrenaline-fueled high-stakes cinema. For over 4 decades, Cruise remained untouchable. While other stars faded, he adapted, reinvented himself, and kept the world hooked. He didn't rely on superhero franchises or CGI-heavy spectacles. He relied on pure charisma, hard work, and an unwavering commitment to his craft. His willingness to push boundaries, from hanging off skyscrapers to piloting fighter jets, made him stand out in an industry that often plays it safe. But Hollywood is changing. The dominance of streaming platforms, the decline of traditional movie stars, and the rise of AI-driven content have all shifted the landscape. Audiences no longer flock to theaters for star power alone. They need something fresh, something different. Even the most successful franchises are struggling to maintain their grip. And behind the scenes, Cruise's association with Scientology, his rumored clashes with studios, and his obsessive perfectionism have raised eyebrows. So, where does that leave Tom Cruise? Is he still the last great action hero? Or is he slowly becoming a relic of the past? The cracks in his career are beginning to show, and the real question is, how deep do they go? For years, Tom Cruise seemed invincible. Every time people thought his career was fading, he would come back stronger, proving doubters wrong. He defied Hollywood's expectations, outlasted younger stars, and continued delivering jaw-dropping performances. But recently, something feels different. His last major success, Top Gun Maverick, was a rare triumph in an era where most legacy sequels failed. The film shattered box office records, reigniting Cruise's star power and reminding the world why he was one of the last true movie icons. But then something unexpected happened. His next big film, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, didn't perform as expected. Despite rave reviews and high-octane action, the film struggled at the box office, overshadowed by Barbie and Oppenheimer. For the first time in decades, a Tom Cruise blockbuster was failing to dominate. And that wasn't the only issue. Behind the scenes, Hollywood insiders whispered about tensions between Cruise and major studios. His perfectionism, once seen as a strength, had become a problem. Stories surfaced about production delays, budget overruns, and a growing sense that Cruise was unwilling to adapt to the changing film industry. Some executives even questioned whether his brand of action-packed, practical stunt filmmaking was still worth the risk. Then there's the elephant in the room, Scientology. Cruise's deep ties to the controversial organization have followed him for years, but now they seem to be affecting his career in ways he never anticipated. Once seen as untouchable, Cruise is facing increased scrutiny, with former Scientology members and Hollywood insiders revealing shocking details about his influence within the church. Some believe his loyalty to the organization has cost him key roles and relationships in the industry. Could it be that Hollywood is finally distancing itself from him? But perhaps the most surprising twist in Cruise's career isn't the controversies or even his recent box office struggles. It's his next move. Rumors suggest he's making a drastic shift, one that could either save his career or mark the beginning of the end. What is Tom Cruise planning? And will it be enough to keep him at the top? The answers might shock you. And then came the turning point, one that no one saw coming. As the dust settled from Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1's underwhelming performance, industry insiders began speculating. Was this the moment Hollywood finally moved on from Tom Cruise? For decades, he had defied the odds, but now he was facing his biggest challenge yet, a career at a crossroads. But Cruise wasn't about to go down without a fight. Instead of slowing down, he doubled down. Rumors started swirling that he was planning his biggest stunt yet, one that would make every other action star irrelevant. It wasn't just another Mission Impossible sequel. It was something far more ambitious. Reports surfaced that Cruise was working on a real-life space movie, a project that would involve filming in actual zero gravity aboard the International Space Station. If true, it would be a feat no other Hollywood actor had ever attempted. But while his commitment to pushing boundaries was undeniable, not everyone was convinced this was the right move. Some questioned if the audience still cared about spectacle alone, while others pointed out that the industry had shifted toward younger, more diverse stars. Streaming platforms had changed the way people consumed content, and the idea of a movie star commanding global attention was starting to fade. And then came another shocking development, reports that Cruise was quietly losing allies in Hollywood. His long-standing relationship with Paramount, the studio behind Mission Impossible, seemed strained. Was Cruise's demand for perfection and his refusal to adapt finally backfiring? Some insiders suggested that studios were reluctant to invest in his high-budget, stunt-driven films, especially in an era where superhero franchises and streaming giants dictated the rules. Despite all this, Cruise remained determined. His next moves could either cement his legacy as the last great action hero or prove that even he couldn't outrun time. Would his gamble on space filmmaking reignite his career, or would it be seen as a desperate attempt to stay relevant? And if Hollywood was truly turning its back on him, was there any way for Tom Cruise to fight his way back to the top one last time? The answer might surprise you. Tom Cruise has always been more than just an actor. He's a force of nature, a man willing to risk everything for the perfect shot. But now, as Hollywood evolves and audiences change, the question remains, can he still defy the odds, or is this the final chapter of his legendary career? With his upcoming space film in the works and another Mission Impossible sequel on the horizon, Cruise is betting big on what he does best, pushing the limits of cinema like no one else. But even for him, the future is uncertain. Will audiences continue to embrace his high-stakes, old-school approach to filmmaking, or will Hollywood's shifting landscape finally outpace him? One thing is for sure, Tom Cruise won't go quietly. Whether he soars to new heights or faces his greatest fall, his legacy as one of Hollywood's most daring stars is already cemented. But what do you think? Is Cruise on the verge of his greatest comeback, or has Hollywood finally moved on? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more deep dives into Hollywood's biggest stories. What do you think about Tom Cruise's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and share this video with fellow movie fans. Stay tuned for more exclusive content. See you in the next one.